Welcome to Trivia Club.
We should have a new intro for every single episode. I was thinking about maybe doing it's live now, but I might edit out later. I was thinking about doing like commercial sponsors, like different products throughout the 40 years of SNL.
Magnolia
Schmelly
Bakery.
Gay, Mom Jeans.
I literally had the same idea where we would.
Well, I said it first.
Commercial.
Colon Blow, Super
Yeah.
Colon Blow.
Oh, we should do the fake commercials.
Yeah.
We should actually like do a sponsor read for them. That's pretty good. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to it's our third prequel episode for the season after the two draft episodes. My name is Rob Moden. Welcome to Deep Thoughts on SNL. With me today are
Brian Edwards. Leah, you're next.
He didn't introduce me.
You have to announce yourself.
Oh, Leah Sueko. I thought we were going alphabetical.
You're the next one alphabetically.
You're
Oh my god, and it begins. Leah Sueko.
and
I did it twice. Matthew Smith.
There you go.
we're here to talk today about all the news that has happened over the summer for the show. A lot of stuff that's been going on. So we can start right away. First of all, I think the first news that broke at all was Brooks Wheelan, John Milheiser, and Noel Wells are no longer with the show. I mean, what do we feel about that, Brian?
Not surprised, disappointed, because I did like them, but it doesn't surprise me at all. They had, especially John, had virtually no airtime in the last third of the season.
Yeah, I was looking at like some stats or something about them, and I think it was none of them appeared in over 4% of all sketches.
Mm. And I was watching, I think you and I both watched the repeat of the season premiere last night. I skimmed through it, and watching that opening bit with Tina introducing them all and telling them you're going to have to humiliate yourself doing musical numbers, it's really embarrassing, I'll walk you through it. And they go, oh, they were so young. It was just a year ago. And, oh, they were so hopeful.
Has
Rob,
anybody gotten better at determining Arcade Fire's new cast member?
That was so good. I was like nailing it.
Matt or Leah, what do you think about these?
You said Matt or Leah, and I don't know which one of us should talk.
Well, I'm one of them, so I'll talk. Yeah, no, I mean, none of them were shocked. I mean, Wells, I felt like, started off fairly strong, and she had a lot of impressions in the bag that usually gets you a job for a while, but she never really found a way to do much else besides that. Wheelan, I was never a huge fan of. I don't remember him really standing out in too many things to me. But I'm sure he's talented. None of them really got a chance to shine and carry their own sketches or anything, unlike, Mooney and Bennett, who sort of found their own niche in there, and Mike O'Brien, who, desperately clung to 2 or 3 digital shorts and basically nothing else. And a ex-girlfriend who also was on the show, so yeah, so not too shocking, but yeah, I wish them the best in their future endeavors.
I'm gonna go off the 2 things that Matt said. One, I think Noel Wells would still have a spot if Sashir hadn't come in. I think Noel's would still have that chance if Sashir hadn't been added, but I think Sashir is a better choice, and I think she's a much stronger performer and a hell of a lot funnier. Noel's just has that quirky, Zooey Deschanel quality, where it's like, oh, it's a cute girl, let's put her on something. But I think she would still be there if Sashir hadn't blown her out of the water in the first couple of episodes that she was on.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Brooks, I was kind of surprised about Brooks because I saw a lot of potential in Brooks.
Me too.
I really, really did. And yes, he was playing himself a lot of the times. He came out making fun of himself, but I kind of thought that was going to be his thing, and I really enjoyed him. And he was originally hired as a writer, so I was surprised they didn't just bump him back down to writing. I was surprised they didn't do a Robinson.
Yeah.
With him.
But I don't know if Brooks got many sketches on the air, because I think once he got turned into a cast member, he tried to write for himself a lot. and we saw a couple of times where that happened. Weekend Update, and I think he might have done that pest control sketch with Edward Norton, but
yeah, I think he might have been too weird. I think he might have been writing some weird shit, and they weren't really digging it.
I think just the sheer size of the cast too. Just like you knew people were going to get cut. Absolutely, there was no question. It wasn't a surprise that 4 cast members got fired at the end of the year. Of course, they're going to. It's 17 by the end of the year.
Well, fired, but Pedrad, which we haven't mentioned yet, but she is more or less.
Who was dead weight anyway throughout the entire season.
Well, depending on how you look, she was underused by the show. I don't think that qualifies.
She's not underused. Well, she was underused.
Matt and Brian,
I
always enjoyed her, especially the only thing I ever liked about Kim Kardashian was the impression that Nassim did.
Yeah,
I hate her.
Wow.
She was on my team. She was on my team, and I single-handedly blame her for losing last season.
Yeah, that was it.
Starting off the season very anti-women. Both
That's not true. I picked most women for my draft picks.
You said you were going to pick all women.
I was going to pick all women. I was going to pick all women.
Up.
And then I got slightly drunk.
There were no answers written on the bottom of your wine bottle. So
I could not remember the list I had made.
Well, by the time people hear or see this podcast, they will know about the muting policy that we had to enforce. So,
Michael B. Jordan.
So we talked about Wells and Whelan. Brian, I know you were a fan of Millheiser.
Yes. I think
you were the only one.
Yeah, do you feel like he was unrealized potential, or do you think he didn't really have a place?
No, yeah, there was a whole bunch of sketches, especially like classroom sketches and all that, and there's opportunities to play little kids, which he's perfectly suited to do stature-wise. And like, why isn't he in this? Why isn't he in this? Why isn't he in this classroom? Why isn't he playing this kid at camp, whatever? And he wasn't there. It was frustrating. I would be frustrated if I was him. I can't imagine being him and saying, I could play that.
What was there a memorable Millheiser-driven sketch in the entire season?
Mm-hmm.
He played a horse's ass in one part.
Yeah. I think his biggest was playing John Cryer in Celebrity Family Feud. And that's like a huge ensemble sketch. It wasn't like a 2-person sketch or anything.
Yeah. I remember when he replaced Josh Hutcherson in that one sketch with the subway dancing.
Yeah, that was good.
Wasn't the joke of that, though, that everybody hated him compared to Josh Hutcherson? They were like, he doesn't...
I don't think so.
Okay. What is this doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I'm doing my little peanut dance.
Was this the little peanut dance that Josh Hutcherson did?
I'm pretty sure it was something like this. Because they couldn't move their arms, right?
The iconic dance.
I remember seeing this sketch, but Matt. Matt, the way Google works is that if you do something, you have to actually speak so that it's visible. Or just warn me, and I will put the camera permanently on you.
Oh, no, I don't want the world to know I did that.
Too late.
Do you want to do it again?
Nope.
Now Matt's in the same boat as me.
That face. You'll regret that face.
The mugging that is going on in this chat right now.
Now,
I have a lot of expressions, so...
I wish I could have switched the camera fast enough to catch half the mugging that Matt did.
He's still going, though.
So, we've talked about the cast members who are leaving.
There.
The cast members who are leaving, but weirdly enough, and it's part of an article we'll get to, but we've been told that there might be new cast members coming in.
Fuck that, no.
Yeah, no new people. It will ruin our draft.
We hate change.
Unless we all get an extra person.
We would, right? We would get an extra person.
I think we should. 3's not enough. I want a 4th one, damn it.
But I feel really good about my picks, so I'm pretty happy. I have a solid team, but I feel like everybody has a solid team, which kind of irritates me.
All right, so putting aside that we all feel that like 2 weeks to go with, I don't know why I'm checking my watch to figure out
There we go.
SNL.
You have a countdown on your watch.
But 2 weeks to go and we still don't know if there are new cast members is weird. But okay, so how does everybody feel about their teams?
Well, Michael Che is technically a new cast member.
Yeah, but he's not going to be in sketches. I think they've more or less said that.
Right, but he still counts. Like when they said there was going to be new cast members, is it possible they were talking about him?
No, they said that new cast members might be on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay,
They've been doing like casting sessions for at least a few weeks now, so I imagine we're seeing 2 or 3 at least. Which again doesn't make sense. If we had 17, you cut 4 or 5. Why are you adding 3 or 4 more?
How
Because
sad would it be?
The ones that they cut sucked.
How sad would it be if you were like in that group of auditions where it's like there are 50 people in the room and they all audition for SNL, and this is one of like multiple times they've done it and nobody makes on to the show. Like everybody's just like, how much of a fuck up are we all that no new people at all got added to the show?
Well, this whole process.
Just give up on your dream.
Some life advice from Leah Sueko. All right, now moving on.
If at first you don't succeed, give up.
We briefly mentioned, but Michael Che has been announced as. So he left to do the Daily Show, and he showed up in a few segments that were kind of memorable, although I don't think necessarily for him. Just kind of like tied into the Ferguson stuff. And then he is coming back. I guess he's going to be a writer as well, but mostly as a replacing Cecily on the update desk. And actually, did everybody see Cecily's message on Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. Because
to sum it up, it was basically her looking a little sad, but like I think because she had injured herself or something, which she also mentioned. But saying that like she doesn't see it as her leaving update, she sees it as her doing it in a looser, goofier way that she's better at, as in guest roles.
It's interesting to me that they got rid of the good anchor.
Well, apparently she asked to be off of update.
Well, yeah, because she can't be in sketches, and she's amazing in
But that's weird because Polar was able to be in sketches. Fallon was able to be in sketches.
Yeah, but let's not compare Cecily Strong to Amy Poehler. I mean, you're making a huge... Cecily Strong's good, but she's no Amy Poehler. Am I right?
Also,
I think when you have 17 people and you need someone for a sketch and you're already using her for update, you're probably going to use someone else in a kind of a utilitarian role where you don't need her specifically. So I can see why she had a lower range there.
Also, bear in mind if Lauren pulls you in and says, hey, we're taking you off the update desk, they're going to give you the option to say, but it was your choice, so you save face. Nobody wants...
But why would he pull her off of the update desk?
Still on the show. So it's possible. Yeah, it could be... There's a number of factors here.
But I feel like Lauren must have seen some sort of potential that maybe wasn't entirely realized, or just Cecily disagrees with how to use her potential. Because when have we ever in the past had a cast member who was fired? If she was fired, the case would be she was fired from Weekend Update, but not from the show in general. I don't think that's ever happened before.
It is an interesting situation. I don't feel like... Yeah, I mean...
I don't think we'll ever get that kind of detail until like 10, 15 years from now when you get some sort of another update of the book.
That book.
Yeah. That fucking book.
Books are the worst. Am I right, guys?
I don't even read, do I? I don't read.
She doesn't even know how to spell her own name.
Do we know if Shay...
I just signed an X.
Are these words?
Shay is leaving the Daily Show, or is he doing both?
He said that he wanted to thank John and the entire crew for the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. So I'm pretty sure it means he's leaving.
I can't see Lauren letting anybody do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on Update, where one of your main competitions for Update is The Daily Show.
Yeah, I mean there's probably a non-compete clause. Thank you, Brian.
I mean, if Pedrad can't do Mulaney and SNL, even though she's done Mulaney in October, I think, officially, then, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's two different networks. It's Fox and NBC.
It's produced by NBC, though, and produced by Lorne Michaels.
Oh, okay.
But, hey, yay, African-American
that's huge.
Anchor.
Oh, is he?
First one, yeah. I thought Garrett Morris might have done something.
Is he black? I don't see color. I don't know.
You just believe you're white because it's so easy for you to get a cab.
I don't believe I'm white, and I'm offended.
I'm not racist, by the way. That was a Colbert line. I can't say Colbert, so...
Sure it was, Rob. Sure it was.
It's not racist if another white guy says it. So.
Oh.
History is written by the winners.
Yes, I'm happy for Michael Che. I think he'll be good. It'll be interesting to see
Segue.
male dynamic on the show. Not that
And
there's
we
not tons
just-
of male on the show.
And going off screen. All right.
But it's
let's
different.
dance around that topic. All right. So in other news, we did get new writers.
A bunch.
Can I just, before we switch topics, just say that it's an outrage that Colin Jost gets to stay on the Weekend Update desk, or as opposed to Cecily.
An
Because
outrage?
we explored it from the Cecily perspective. Colin Jost does not deserve to be on the Update desk, and when I clicked that article that said Michael Che on the desk, and I think a lot of people went in with that same assumption. It's like, finally. And then when they scroll down, it was a whole, wait, what moment? So, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he is
It
the
just
head
seems
writer.
long after
Not a
half the
big
season.
surprise that he's still on the desk.
I don't believe in this thing where, the head writer deserves to be the Weekend Update
Not
anchor.
deserves, but they've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So it's not really a surprise, and it shouldn't surprise anyone that the head writer's doing it.
It surprises me that he got it in the first place, and it surprises me they keep him on there when he's so terrible at it.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
But I'm smarter than you, so.
Sure.
Yay! That's how it works in the real world. That's how you win an argument.
And this has been Internet Debate. All right.
That needs his own theme song.
Doing my Annie Addison emphatics gestures from Debate Club.
Good app. Great app.
Moving on to the next topic.
C+.
What we know about the new writers. So there are a couple of names that I don't really recognize come from UCB World as usual, including Jeremy Baylor, Natasha Rothwell, Allison Rich. Bigger stories, Nick Rutherford, who was the third member of Good Neighbor with Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett.
Yay,
and
I'm so happy for him.
rejected last season and was a little bitter about it.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah. But he was brought back this year.
Crawling back.
Good things come to those who wait.
He got rejected and he came back again?
Yeah, do you think it was more... Do you think he actually, improved his packet, or were they just like, all right, Good Neighbor has some juice in them, let's get them all here?
Doesn't he know he's supposed to start a podcast in his garage and just complain about how badly his audition went for the rest of the...
Collect a lot of cats, just hound anyone who's ever touched or been near Lorne Michaels about...
Successfully another shot fired across the bow.
Marin is really...
Mark Maron and Colin Jost. I hope they don't tune in.
And then, Nick Rutherford. Are we excited for more Good Neighbor?
Yeah, I always like them. That was a good follow-up to Lonely Island myself.
I was looking at the Lonely Island shorts, and I did feel like, if you look back, it's actually maybe it's stronger than other recurring segments on SNL, but they really maybe had a 1 in 3 hit ratio when you add them all up.
Yeah, they definitely not coasted. That's not the right word, but they definitely had a reputation for being amazing, brilliant, blown away sketches. And like you said, every third one was okay.
Only
Yeah,
because
I disagree. I feel like they were all okay. I actually went on an Andy Samberg rampage and watched all of them.
Is he
this
okay?
summer. But I watched a lot of the Lonely Island sketches because I wasn't that familiar with them. And even the worst ones were still
Good.
better than, they were still better, but they weren't live, right? Which was why everybody kind of dissed them, because it was like, you're not doing these live, these are planned and shot. But
I wasn't coming from it from there. I just thought that compared to their own standards that they set really high. I think the first season or two of their digital shorts were everyone considers them maybe a 90% success rate, and then it kind of just goes a little down from there every season.
Really? You think so? Because
if you look back at it.
They got more money as time went on, and the quality of the filming got much better.
You got
As
bigger
seen in
people,
the
I guess,
major blockbuster MacGruber.
I liked MacGruber.
It was a sleeper hit. Come on, you guys.
They dissolved an entire week about it this summer.
I don't know. I liked Lonely Island. I don't know that I feel the same way about Brooks or not Brooks, but what's his
Good
name?
Neighbor.
Beck.
Good Neighbor, Bad Neighbor, whatever.
Which do you like more, Kyle Mooney or Beck Bennett?
I like Kyle Mooney more.
Really? After you went to bat for Beck Bennett after we did that?
No. That was a completely analytical response. I think Beck Bennett is marketable. I think Kyle Mooney's a niche market.
Yeah.
And
Is
that's
that how you pronounce it? Niche?
I think you can pronounce it different ways.
It's pronounced Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. The Nietzsche market.
Kyle Mooney only appeals to existentialist philosophers.
Basically.
Exactly. Which is a very small market.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm a Bennett backer myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Bennett bores me.
He's got that everyman quality and the ability to go out of bounds of it every now too, where I find Mooney's just weird at all times.
I like Mooney's weirdness. Bennett, I don't know.
I just think Bennett's a more complete player. He's a 5-tools player if we're talking baseball.
He's
I
so
think they're very
cool,
different.
Though.
They're very different performers.
They are very different performers,
Very different.
which makes them good collaborators.
Yeah.
Exactly. A good collaborator.
But Bennett, I don't know. I feel like there's already the mainstream white guy, so what the fuck do I care about Bennett?
I think so far he has definitely been kind of used. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily his limitations or his range, but he's been used in similar roles to Taron Killam, but Killam's shown that he can get like really extreme and really kind of crazy and angry.
Draw
if he
big
needs
laughs.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they had to fire one of them, I could see them keeping Kyle just because he's so specific.
Exactly.
Even though I prefer to keep. I'd keep either one really. I like them both.
I mean, Beck Bennett will probably be great once Taron's gone, but he's Taron, but not as good as Taron. It's that simple.
It's just that everything he has the experience under his belt on the
Because
show.
Taron can go both ways, and Beck Bennett has that voice, right? That I'm sure he can. But he has that
Kobe
voice
know?
that.
Don't you make fun of Kobe Smulders.
Nobody's
She's a
making
hard-working
fun of
lady,
Kobe.
and she deserves to host this year, not just
She
because I
does
drafted her.
not. Fuck off.
I would enjoy seeing her host, but I don't want to for your points.
She has about as good a chance of hosting as Kristen Bell.
Hey, Kristen Bell is an
I
American
would
treasure.
concur. I would concur. And I concur with all of Matt's picks. I think they're brilliant, except for one, and I don't remember which one
It was James Spader, and that one makes sense too. I'll defend that to the grave.
What, James? Sorry, say that again. James Spader?
Yeah, she didn't like my James Spader pick, even though
I didn't like your James Spader pick. That was the one that I
Likely,
did.
though. Don't you think
he's
he's
on
likely?
the hit show on NBC right now,
No.
and an Avengers team.
Sweetheart, no.
True. He could
When
get
does
the
Avengers
slot.
come out?
May.
X-Men? No. If they're pulling someone from Avengers, I don't think it'll be James Spader.
It's going to
No,
be Kobe Smulders.
It's not going to be Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
You
it
don't
should
think
be.
Scarlett Johansson's had a big year. Her, Captain America, Lucy.
She just had a fucking baby. Fuck off.
Yeah, Tina Fey had a baby, and then she went back
Tina
to
Fey!
SNL after 3
Do
weeks.
not compare Tina Fey and Scarlett Johansson. Tina
Did
Fey
Tina
is in
Fey
a
star in
different
Lucy?
ballpark.
It's not the first time.
They have a little weird chemical in her stomach that then exploded and gave her the ability to use 100% of her brain.
Scarlett
Tina Fey
Johansson
is
does.
100 times more talented than Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson doesn't have to show up for work tomorrow. She can be there in March or April. It's not like she's gonna be tied to the kid. She can host. The kid's not gonna restrict.
She could host it, but
Look at Leah living in a patriarchal society where you have to
Gotta keep
care
women
for your
down,
baby
Leah.
for a whole year after
Don't leave the house. How dare you, horrible woman?
This is my complete impression of Scarlett Johansson not being worth anything and not that women are worth nothing. I just have a
stop
really
for
low
it now.
opinion of Scarlett
Women are worth
Johansson.
nothing.
You're a bad person.
She's a national treasure.
Probably true. Scarlett Johansson is not a national treasure.
Leah ran into her on the streets of London while filming Avengers 2, and Scarlett did not compliment her green t-shirt.
Got into a fight with her at
Because
Magnolia.
I was wearing the same shirt when I met Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then we just ended up spitting on one another and getting in a cat fight.
Look, I know I really stretched for a joke, but you don't have to rub it in like that.
I was going to do some sort of stretch about Lucy having the same 4-letter starting with L name as her. So.
Oh, that would have stretched.
So yeah, I backed off that.
Well done.
The
all of
last
you.
writer.
I'm so proud of you.
The last writer, who I'm actually really excited about, because I was a big fan of like kind of the original College Humor lineup. Streeter Seidel got added a couple years after Sarah Schneider got added, and I should look it up. I think Sarah Schneider has done a lot of really well-liked sketches.
She was her and Chris did Dykes and Fats, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think possibly they also partly did. There's a big joint effort, but Twin Bed also, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe nobody else has much experience with College Humor.
I went to college.
I used to.
I found things funny.
I've done it off and on.
I used to go to that
Of course.
website before it really became like video was a big thing on the internet. So I would go. I can't even remember what they used to have on that website. I think there was games or something. I'd
Yeah.
go there for.
They did articles. They did
Articles.
like kind of
Listicles.
I remember those prank war videos that were like Jake and Amir, was it, or Streeter and Amir?
No. It's Streeter and Amir. Streeter is the
Yeah.
guy who's not Amir in those videos.
Right. So yeah, I remember their prank.
So which one is he again, Rob?
Fantastic.
He is the one who is not Jake, but also not Amir.
He's the one who's not a mirror.
Somebody write this down. I'm gonna get a dry erase board. We're gonna crack this.
Take notes.
Get
Take
my
notes.
board back here.
Give me my twine and my push pins.
That's good. It's hard to gauge writers, is because it's such a huge writing staff. It's hard to know who got what sketch on, unless they tell you about it. Because it doesn't say this was written by that person or this was written by them, so you never know.
Great.
But New Blood is always good, so can't complain.
Is it? Is it?
Vampire, you.
Oh, you know what? I think Sarah Schneider helped with Midnight Sinister Intruders.
Oh, the coterie of something.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, something.
I don't know.
Midnight
I feel like
Sinister
every time
Intruders.
there's kind of like a viral thing that's not related to Good Neighbor or Lonely Island in the past, it was Sarah Schneider involved.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm happy with more College Humor people joining. I'd like to see Amir on the show actually.
Which
The
one
who?
was he?
Amir from Jake and Amir. He's
Not
not Jake.
Jake.
He's not Jake. Not
Yeah.
Jake one?
No.
Sounds
Well,
ethnic. I've
editor
never
on
seen it.
Crack.com's videos, so.
Here's another way. He's the fourth lead Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
We're still talking about Amir, though, aren't we?
Not Jake. Not
No,
Jake?
not this time. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we so badly need a new subject.
Moving on.
Fine, you assholes. Something else covered in the Michael Che article was that they're actually going to. I didn't know this, but or I wasn't really aware of it, but they've been showing repeats of old episodes at 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on NBC. And what they're going to be doing is, for the next 40 weeks, I guess, showing an episode from every one of the previous seasons.
Really?
Yeah, condense the 1-hour format, but with musical guests included.
But they repeats their own comedy, I think. I think comedy does 1-hour versions of the show.
Probably.
Wait. Are they editing together like the best of each season, or are they just
No, I
picking
think
an
one
episode?
episode.
It's one episode condensed down to an hour, although they're going to do a new intro that gives, I guess, historical and cultural context for any references, or like, here's what the world was like at that. It sounds like I'm making that
Here's
up.
who Ronald Reagan was.
Mhm. Now, children, you might not remember a time before your Insta tweets and your Facegrams.
This thing is called a telephone.
How great would it be if it was hosted by Drunk Uncle?
That would be amazing.
If he did every intro.
Really, any of those recurring update guests would be great, other than Kenan Thompson's characters.
I'm surprised Lauren's going to have them acknowledge like the Gene Dumanian and Dick Ebersol eras of SNL. I guess would be covered in this process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
He did say
1981 through 85 or whatever.
He said 40.
A
Yeah.
lot of weeks.
I think somebody actually did the
He has
math
original
online.
highlights.
I think somebody did the math online and saw that between the season premiere and the projected season finale, there are only like 34 weeks, which would be 39 minus 5 or something. So maybe he does ignore those years.
Or they could like double up on weeks off. Have
Double
two
up.
episodes. When they're not having an actual live show, they could put like 2 episodes on. I don't know.
You just go double up.
Yeah.
He seemed proud.
He
Here's
seems
the thing with
super
Google Hangout,
proud of
though.
that.
Google Hangout, though. Here's the thing. If none of you laugh loud enough at my joke, it won't change away from my face.
So everyone remains silent.
So it just stays on me.
As the emotion crawls across your face, like, oh, that didn't go well.
Oh, it's died. It's died a horrible death.
I'll be honest, like, it was pretty great the first time I realized it had happened. Finally, we have, I don't know, talking about those 40 years, is there anything that we definitely want to see or think they should show? Do you think, like, he's going to show, like, the controversial stuff? Like,
the first thing that came to my mind was Sinead O'Connor ripping up the picture of the Pope, which I remember watching live.
I think, though, if you're only doing 1 episode per season, I mean, you don't necessarily choose, like, something that was famous for a controversial moment. You try and figure out what was the funniest episode of the year, right?
Yeah, you would choose the overall
The one
thing,
that has,
just
like, Mr. Rogers'
the 5
neighborhood.
seconds that were worth watching.
Yeah.
he did
It's
say
weird.
that they'll probably pick anything that, like, won an Emmy. So I feel like it might be more of a celebration of the history of the show rather than, like I don't think Lorne Michaels is going home at night and marathoning old seasons to figure out what is the funniest episode.
You don't think so? Bathrobe, glass of wine.
I think he's definitely doing that.
I don't
be
think it's
fair.
out of the Ashley Simpson episode or anything like that.
No.
So.
I can see it's going to be stuff like the land sharks and, I don't know, the Coneheads. Stuff that everyone knows from SNL. Like, even if you haven't watched it in 20 years, you remember that sketch. The big ones, anyway.
Yeah, probably. We're 2 wild and crazy guys.
The Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Sorry,
That'll
can
be-
we actually have Leah do more characters?
I can do them all. What do you want?
All right, do Wild and Crazy Guys again.
We are 2 wild and crazy guys.
Okay, now do Canteen Boy.
Yeah, guys.
I don't know who Canteen Boy is.
Oh, come on!
Get the fuck off this podcast.
I don't watch that much SNL.
Oh. No wonder you came in, dead last?
I did not come in dead last. Fuck you. And I won a trophy. So.
Consolation prize. Participation ribbon.
Really? Did you get it, Brian? Did you get it? I don't
Third.
think you did. Oh, 3rd? Really? Is that the same as 1st? Ask Matt. There we
I'm not
go.
sure you guys
Max
are arguing
got a
about.
fucking trophy.
What is this argument about? I'm sorry. What are you guys talking about? I'm confused.
Matt, why does your trophy jangle so much when you hold it?
Yeah.
Because it's very loosely assembled on a plastic container.
And Russell never sent me my trophy, so I don't have it.
Oh,
'cause you
so
don't
it's not
go
real.
around. You're a latchkey kid. Wait, that's
I
not
am
what
a
latchkey kid means.
It's because I'm not in Toronto. I'm being
You're
singled
being
out.
ostracized.
Yeah. It's not fair. It's not right. That's life.
So more impressions for Leah to do.
Pat.
Do Nick Burns, your company's computer guy.
I don't know that one.
Do the Californian.
Oh, God.
Isn't that just like going...
That and
That?
talking about
Have you
taking the
ever
one
watched this show?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I just took the 101 south.
I don't know what either of you are doing. I don't know what that is.
Talk about
He is.
sourdough bread and lots of mayonnaise on your sandwiches. You know, California references.
Leah, do Jebediah Atkinson.
Here you go.
Oh God! I wish I could. I don't remember anything that he says other than next.
There it is.
Next.
And this has been another installment of Wasted.
Oh, is it too soon? Next.
Didn't realize the audience were going to be such bitches.
All right, this is now a recurring segment where every time Leah's on, we're gonna have her do a new character.
There you go.
Nice. I'm so on board with this.
I could do Mark Wahlberg.
No, do
Next
it.
time. We'll save it for next. No,
Okay.
let's do it for next time.
Doing lines
Finally,
with Mark.
so we found out at least 2 hosts and 2 musical guests. Leah, shut up. As well as a rumored 3rd host and guest. Bill Murray and Hoosier were rumored. I almost said murdered. And then in a press release that was given to NBC affiliates and then taken down really quickly. So now Chris Pratt and Ariana Grande is going to be the duo for the premiere.
Huzzah!
Shut the fuck up.
Somebody pick them. Somebody pick them.
You didn't pick them. You didn't pick Ariana
Who
Grande.
cares about
Fuck
her?
off.
Ryan?
Nobody.
Why are you saying them? You picked him. You didn't pick them.
And
Come
she
on.
came
fuck
with
off.
them.
You're
Brian?
not even gonna do musical
He was
guesses.
great on Victorious.
Brian? Great poll, Matt. Brian, everyone in the league picked Chris Pratt. Everyone in the featured league picked Chris Pratt. I listened to other podcasts for SNL over the summer to figure out how to make this podcast better.
Oh, cheating.
Every other podcast picked Chris Pratt.
Sounds like you were cheating, Rob. It also sounds like you're quite bitter. Who was it that kept swearing at me when I picked him? Oh, well, everyone basically, but you
I was
especially.
gonna say, was it not me? Because
I especially remember Rob saying, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." Yeah.
Now, at what point in this conversation did I deny that?
none.
just
He didn't
pleased me
deny it
so.
at any point.
I like how Brian is acting like there's this big, huge accomplishment that he drafted Chris Pratt first overall when
Sorry. Who has the trophy behind him?
when A, everybody clearly wanted to pick him,
But
and
then
B, Brian showed up unprepared for this draft.
I had
Brian-
28 names on my
Obviously, it was
list.
someone who was fairly obvious. It just came to his head right away.
Look,
28
Brian,
is
everyone,
midway
we
down.
have to let Brian bask in the glory. Congratulations, you were percent of a hat. Good job.
Can I say? Can I
take
just
it.
say
Nope.
this?
Muter.
I had the first host pick last year, and was the first one with the correct host pick,
Mhm.
and had the most host picks throughout the year, and came almost dead last, as Brian pointed out earlier.
True.
So
True story.
enjoy, Brian. Enjoy
will.
this victory.
I'm not super confident about my regular cast, so I'm going to enjoy every second I can.
So I think we're all really looking forward to the
To me
premiere
winning.
I'm so excited.
with Ariana Grande.
I do vacillate. I'm not super confident to me winning.
To you-
What?
Matt, I actually think with your host picks this year, I would love to see you win.
I'm very confident in all my other picks.
Not as happy as me winning, and I think I'm gonna win. But
We're due for a John Hamm episode. That's all I'll say.
I think we are due for a John Hamm episode. Yeah, definitely.
But I said
What
that
do
last
people
year and the year
think
before.
about Sarah Silverman and Maroon 5?
I don't
think
care
Sarah
about Maroon
Silverman's
5.
an interesting pick.
I'm very happy for Sarah. I'm excited.
I think I had her on my non-drunk list of people to.
Well, I mean, we only got to make one pick who was a former cast member, so she wasn't really on anybody's radar because, you know, you think of your Amy Poehler's and Julia Louis-Dreyfus's and stuff before you even get down the list to her, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're only picking former cast members,
Yeah.
maybe she would have cracked that, but not just one pick, for sure.
Exactly. So it seems like a weird point of her career because she doesn't have a TV show anymore, and I don't like. I mean, she's never a lead really in many movies or anything.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I mean, she's still very
recognizable.
Michael Sheen. So
Yeah, that's weird.
probably highlight
Yeah.
of her career, actually.
I could see him showing up as an appearance. Wouldn't
Oh, I
surprise me.
love him. I would hope so.
They're quite funny together.
Oh my God!
the
How's that
Nerdist. They're quite adorable. They constantly made fun of each other. It was cute.
Is this on the Nerdist podcast?
Yeah, it was good. She like chimed in. She was just sitting there like to sit in. and
Don't plug other podcasts. What the fuck are you
She
doing
chimed
right
in
now?
and they made fun of her chiming in, so she kept chiming in. It was good.
Somebody's listening to this and thinking, I gotta check out this Nerdist podcast. I want to find out what this is all about.
Turn this crap off.
If it's recommended by these people talking about SNL on
We
their
all know the
computers.
statistical likelihood is that somebody has found this podcast before they have found the Nerdist podcast.
Of
Denmark.
course.
Yeah.
We are cornering Denmark.
That person lives in a world where they don't know about Chris Hardwick, and I envy them.
Oh,
Oh, me too.
So is Sarah Silverman known enough? I mean, she got the Emmy, and she did like some news where she showed up high, and I think she's most well known for being Jimmy Kimmel's ex-girlfriend to a big portion of the population.
I think she's most known for fucking Matt Damon.
I think she's best well known for being a famous stand-up comedian because they get Kevin Hart and Louis C.K. and people like that to host who are famous mostly for
the... Louis C.K. is in another realm. Kevin Hart has a huge film career.
I think Sarah Silverman is probably as equal a house like two of the
No.
Kevin Hart and Louis C.K. like they sold out Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden. Louis C.K. and Kevin Hart.
Sarah Silverman did her fucking special at the Cornet Theater, which I worked at, and is like 90 seats. No. We're not in the same ballpark.
She's been in a lot more movies.
Who?
Sarah Silverman.
No, she hasn't. Kevin Hart is literally the Eddie Murphy at the moment. He is huge right now.
I was comparing
him
to Louis C.K. right now.
Louis C.K. is a modern-day philosopher. He is our generation's philosopher.
He's a modern-day niche category.
I think it's pronounced Nietzsche.
No, I'm just saying that people who don't follow these things as closely as we do, like they might know her from TV shows and movies better than they would know Louis C.K., but rather with his sort of small, FX show, which is fairly low rated. I mean, the movies he's been in, it's been bit parts in American Hustle and Woody Allen movies and stuff. So Sarah Silverman's at least been in stuff like School of Rock or that shitty Seth MacFarlane movie that came out this year.
Nobody's gonna remember her from those movies because even if she has more lines than Louis C.K., she had all she plays is like the obnoxious bitchy character. Now, granted, I'll give you this. I knew Sarah Silverman way before I knew Louis C.K. But
mute her.
Not this time.
He thinks I'm valid.
Here's a point of comparison. I feel like we had an argument over whether Aziz Ansari was big enough to host.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on Parks. I feel like he's known. He sold out Madison Square Garden. He's one of like the dozen people who have done that.
Yeah, I think he's definitely famous enough to host. But they've had people who aren't particularly that famous, you would think, host before. I remember, like maybe a decade or 15-ish years ago, I mean, Alan Cumming hosted once, which just seemed to come way out of nowhere. So every now and then they'll reach for a character actor or something. I remember when Bradley Cooper hosted, and it was basically off of when he was the bad guy from Wedding Crashers. He hadn't even done.
No, that was after Hangover. It definitely was.
Can I say I don't necessarily think it has to be the most popular person because obviously if you become too popular, you're probably not going to host.
Or do it well.
Yeah, and I think that they look for a lot of up-and-comers, which is why, I don't think, Miles Teller, who was drafted, I think he's a really good pick. I think Michael B. Jordan's a really good pick because they're up-and-comers.
And
I think SNL looks for that.
Yeah. I agree. The kind of almost hot commodity, but not quite there yet.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Aziz is completely, he's logical. I don't know because he's Indian and they seem to have a thing against anybody that's not white, but I think that there's a chance.
Yeah.
You want to expand on that?
I think that was pretty expansive.
It just seemed like not necessarily out of nowhere, but it was just an interesting thought.
Most of the host picks are. We get two or three black hosts a year, maybe one, and then everybody else is white. There's never any. You're not going to get your. I don't even know his name. I shouldn't have pulled him up. The guy from The Hangover and Community. You're not going to get. Who was the last? We just don't see a whole lot of ethnicity because you want to pull in viewers, and I feel like SNL is still going for the mainstream. Let's just get white hosts who everybody will watch.
You're also pulling from the actual pool that there is, and there's not a lot of people of color.
That's not true. I think there are a lot.
Not as much. Like you
Not
look
as
at
much, but
who
you
fills up the
could.
pool percentage. Yeah, but then you also
You
have
could do it, but you're like, I'll
20
get
hosts of a year.
I'll get $250,000 more if I choose a white person versus choosing Mindy Kaling.
Don't get started on Mindy Kaling again. He doesn't deserve to host.
Matt,
She does too.
Matt, you were right. Bradley Cooper hosted in February
2009. I just looked it up. Yeah.
Before Hangover, which was May 2009. He had just come off of He's Just Not That Into You.
Plus Alias.
That was the big
part of an
reference.
ensemble thing, right? So yeah, I think he was a bartender in that movie. He was probably the 7th billed lead in that.
And what?
And he's just not that
into you.
He's probably below
Watched
Jennifer.
that movie. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there would have been a much better choice, but Bradley Cooper was.
But my point is just SNL every now and then will pull somebody who's like, is that person famous enough to be hosting SNL? And just somebody they want to work with.
They do like to be a little bit of a trailblazer for those more up-and-coming ones that are on the cusp.
Yeah, but they're always white, aren't they?
Yeah, they're always white.
I drafted Kevin Hart.
I would love to see Kevin Hart host again. I love Kevin Hart.
I wouldn't love to see it at all because I'm not really
white male, white male, white male, white male, white male, white female, white male, white male, white male, white male. Ooh,
You're not listing mine. You're not listing mine.
No, I'm listing mine. For my main cast, I do have black male and then 2 white males.
Racist.
So not racist. I have Jay Farrow.
I got burned by Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That's right, you did.
So now I'm just against all ethnicities.
Now he's prejudiced against all races.
Racist.
Fair enough.
Photographic evidence.
Where's my race card? Oh, god damn it.
Where's my
I
race
have it
card?
yet. Oh, where is
Do you
it?
actually physically have a race card? 'Cause
Yes, I have a race card. It's
That's
handy.
awesome.
I think
That is
they all
awesome.
get them.
What is that supposed to mean? Handing it to
No
you
judgment.
right now.
No judgment. I mean, it's
Don't
great.
take
We all
it.
get them.
Oh.
I wish I had one. Oh God, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I used to play my race card at work, and I mean, you have to physically have one in order to play it. So.
Do you get a set number, or can you just get new ones like checks?
I mean, I would just laminate them myself. So.
I was gonna say it's laminate. You can just
You get
use
it back
over and over.
after you play it?
I mean, it looks official.
How often are you allowed to play it?
As often as your heart desires.
Now, if you play
I mean,
against someone who
I don't overplay it,
If you
but
played against- if
Are
you
there
played-
like rules on the back for how often you can play it? Like,
there are rules. Yeah, there are rules.
And then are there house rules like Monopoly?
Frequency is not one of the rules.
If you use it against a white person, do they get to keep it and then use it for their own purposes later on?
You can use it against anybody. It
No.
doesn't have to be
Yeah, but
white.
can a white person use it once it's been played against them? Like, you play the card, then they have
No, because you guys have it so fucking easy. Come on. White male, fuck off.
high five, Matt.
Hey, what? You know,
Brian, you do have a little bit of a,
what?
Brian, you know what's up.
Yes. Oh, I guess.
you have some specialness to you.
I am in a niche demographic? Is that what you're saying?
You're outside the main demographic for television advertisers, is what you mean.
I'm a male 18 to 30. No, I'm not anymore. No, I'm outside that demographic now.
Brian, your favorite cast member was John Milheiser. You are not part of the regular demographic.
Did no one else?
You know what?
He's not ping anyone else's gaydar? Because he totally pinged my gaydar.
You know what?
I think you got upset with me. I think you can actually find a podcast where you get irritated with me for saying John Milheiser's gay.
It's Milheiser.
And
I don't think I'd get upset. I'd be like, okay.
you got irritated with me.
Why would I be irritated by that? I'd be like, oh, good. Let me look this up.
It's like the second or third podcast, and you're like, really? Why do you say that?
Watch his behind the scenes video where he's like taking a tour of the hair and makeup department. I'm like, oh, I think he's totally gay. Not in any bad way. It was just okay, that's just the vibe I got off him.
I believe this very conversation back 10 years.
Brian,
I'm here. We're
Brian,
allowed.
is there a way that somebody can be gay in a bad way?
Is there a way that it is?
Talk
Let's
about
discuss-
someone being gay. You can do
Pedophiles?
that in a bad way. Someone can't
Sounds
be gay.
pretty homophobic, Brian.
Hitler could have been gay in a bad way.
Everything in a bad way.
He did pull off some mean mustache game.
Accurate.
Factual.
We're supposed to be talking about this.
No, Matt, we're okay. I'm here.
I'll be honest, over the summer I did miss Leah giggling very quietly in the background of most podcasts. I did miss that.
Aww.
These are Paul F. Tompkins.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Finally, unfortunately, Don Pardo did pass earlier this summer at age 96. He did amazing work. I think everyone was a huge fan of him. It's weird to think of the show without him. That being said, does anybody have an idea of who they'd like to see move in as the announcer?
Beck Bennett.
Shut up.
Wait, do you
Yeah.
get points for that?
Do I get points for that?
Does-
I don't
does
have Beck
Beck
Bennett,
Bennett
so
get points?
probably not.
Neither do I.
I've said Steve Higgins before because he already does announcing work on one show within the building, and I think he's done some announcing on some SNL sketches still, like even this past season. So
Is that Jimmy
Because-
Fallon's guy?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
By the
funny
way,
guy,
I only said
right.
shut up because I was mad that Leah was announcing for her own cast member. Who does the announcing for Meyer's show?
Ooh.
Fred Armisen.
Does he?
Does he actually do the announcing?
No.
There's a dynamic sounding voice.
Who subbed in for Pardo when he was sick those couple of times? Which cast member was that
Hammond.
again?
Darrell Hammond.
I could see that because he was pretty
Yeah,
seamless.
but they're not. But
We're
as
not gonna
himself.
get Darrell
Yeah, but
Hammond.
what's the impression of
What
it
else
now?
is he doing?
But like, they're not gonna have him do the impression of Pardo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But I know, like Darrell Hammond, if he wanted to be an announcer on SNL and just use his own voice, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Who was it?
Assuming
I don't think they'll
Scott
go for
Aukerman?
something totally different. So I could see
Scott
Higgins doing
Aukerman
that.
on You Talking You2 talking about how they could just splice together all the names
Yeah, they
Pardo has ever said.
Just seam them together. It's seamless.
They could do that.
Horatio Cleghorn!
I think that was the joke they did on the podcast too. Good times.
What do you think, Rob?
Yeah.
Higgins seems likely. I don't know.
Like, do we want something completely different?
I think Sarah Silverman should do it.
Ron, please.
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy.
Could use a
He
gig.
would just mess up all half of the names, and it would be
It'd
amazing.
be amazing.
This guy.
It's another white dude.
That's
on the
her
show.
dream pick. Damn, girl, you looking good.
And hosting my girl Tina Fey.
I'm going to get Ariana Grande behind the school and get her pregnant.
I love her so much.
Oh, that would be great. That's my dream pick.
Tracy Morgan.
Just for you don't know what's going to happen every week.
Like 5 minutes long.
I might have a beat. Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh. Oh, no.
We haven't heard from him since his untimely 9/11 joke, so.
Was it untimely, or was it perfectly timely?
Wait, what was the one he
It
got
was
fired from
untimely.
Affleck from?
It was the, not Geico. Something like that, though. But yeah, he made a 9/11 reference.
Oh, that was a 9/11 reference?
Yeah, he made a 9/11 joke, and nobody's heard from him since.
Musical guest.
Oh.
Foster the people. And your host, Ben Affleck.
Dream.
Which we're likely to hear.
Who's the it wasn't Victoria Jackson. Who's the one who turned into a super conservative?
Victoria Jackson.
It was Victoria Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Did she run for office and fail?
Yeah, she did, and she's just Fruity Pebbles crazy.
I wonder what it was like being on the show with her at the time. I wonder how crazy she was then. Probably not as.
Probably not as. I feel like that's time.
Yeah.
It's time. It grows in you.
What UHF cast member did more damage to their career, her or Michael Richards?
Oh, come
I
on.
think Michael Richards is still getting work. Victoria Jackson.
Yeah, I like Michael Richards. Come on, come on. Didn't we see the coffee and cars and riding?
Great.
Is that the spin-off show? Is that the after show hosted by Chris Hardwick?
He would. He would. He's in the trunk. Jerry keeps him in the trunk, and then he comes out to the after show.
Come on, Michael.
Taking some
come on.
calls.
He made a mistake.
I just like the idea of it being called Coffees and Cars and Driving and stuff.
And stuff. If Leah ran a network, I've got notes. Let's change the title.
You want it to be more conversational. How about just, what does it have? It has coffee, it has driving, it has cars for the driving.
It's parks and recreation and stuff.
You have to add and stuff. It tests better with audiences if
It's
you
a
add.
live show that comes out.
It's Saturday Night Live and stuff.
Oh, we're gonna miss Don Pardo. When you talk about SNL, everyone always does the impression, and everyone has a Don Pardo impression.
That's not true.
Oh, you've done it yourself. You know you have.
Should we reopen Leah's impression bag?
Play the theme song, Rob.
Leah's impression bag, watch her embarrass herself.
It's Saturday Night Live.
That was Leah's impression bag, she embarrassed herself, it lives forever on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Alright.
Oh.
My goal is just to reference every other podcast before we finish.
I think on that note, I think we should leave off, but we will be back for Pratt, Grande. Yep, and we'll probably know more stuff by
I'll
then.
have a Pratt Monday.
There's probably going to be news breaking between now. We recorded on the 14th, and the episode's in like 2 weeks, so this will probably be outdated even by the time the episode comes out, because I still got to edit the drafts. But, yeah.
Get
We
on.
checked and no news broke while we were recording.
Yeah. Oh my God. Kevin Hart's
30 Rock has
hosting.
burned down.
Lorne Michaels is fired. What?
Lorne Michaels has
Listen.
been replaced by Dan Harmon.
Oh no. He's already fired everyone.
And he's over budget.
Chevy Chase is hosting. Watch out.
The next host is Ted Cruz. That's the
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
for good
Leah,
reason.
You want to...
Well,
Hold
he
on,
has the
can we open-
bridge, right?
Let's open Leah's political corner. Can Leah explain to us what Ted Cruz is doing?
He's saving America. The end. You're welcome.
You sound just like the girl you wish you hadn't started a conversation with at a party. You're welcome, America.
That would be great for the premiere, where she tries to explain what Ted Cruz is doing.
You know, oh, I hope they do something about it on Update. Or if, like, in the opening sketch, Ted Cruz is, like, getting Saturday Night Live shut down.
Oh, that wouldn't be terrible.
It'd be great.
Yeah, what do we think the orientation, assuming
Wait,
nothing huge
you guys
happens?
are you guys not supporting Ted Cruz for the next presidential election?
If I could vote for him, I would.
I know you would, Brian. I know you would. I feel
Look,
it.
we gotta get a Bush back in there. Jeb Bush, 2016.
God.
Jeb Bush, yeah, it's his time. It's his time.
the
He's
dynasty
been in the
alive.
past. Yeah. I mean, we gave those other yokels a shot, right? But we need those Bushes.
Now we need our yokel.
Yeah, save America.
I came on this podcast under the understanding we're all Rand Paul supporters.
No.
Oh,
Cool.
I do love me some Rand Paul.
You
I
fell
do.
for a trap. It's
I
a
do
it's
love-
classic Rob's classic gotcha journalism podcasting.
It's a classic Rob's cut, classic Rob journalism gotcha.
Exactly. Theme song.
Podcasting. Drink some more water. Drink
It's a
some more water,
classic
Brian.
Rob, gotcha glass, you gotcha glass. Politics.
Gotcha.
Alright, so we're clearly getting punchy. Maybe we should record more of these very late at night. Those were some of the best ones, though. I don't know.
I think the best one was just me and you, Rob. I'm not gonna lie.
Where we
Just
recorded at
one-on-one.
like 11 p.m. and we didn't know what we were talking about. Quick hat drop.
Hat drop was good.
That might be my favorite thing I've ever come up with. Yeah, hat drop. I use it in regular life.
Does it play as well there?
No, not at all.
That's a shame.
All right. But thank you, everybody, for being here. In alphabetical order, can we go through how people can follow you?
First or last name?
Oh, God.
Go, Brian.
You can follow me on Twitter. I don't know why anyone would, but Coconut Phone, at Coconut Phone.
Don't you have a number on there?
Oh, yes, you're right. Sorry. Coconut Phone 77. I use it for everything.
Leah?
Let's see. You can follow me in life, or you can follow me on Twitter at Leah Sueko.
That was an invitation to stalk you.
Please don't. Please. I mean, you could. I get lonely. So.
Leah, I'll be honest. As soon as you said you could follow me in life, I opened up the control panel to mute you, but you finished before I could get there.
Quit muting me. I have.
Oh, it's a beautiful sight, isn't it?
All right, Matt.
You can follow me at HickoryWhat, all one word, on Twitter, and you can follow me on OkCupid at StreetsAhead7.
I'm writing that down, cowboy.
Is he kidding?
Yeah. I'm not gonna write it
And
down.
then you can follow me at RobExists, and then and Deep Thoughts SNL on Twitter, where we tweet SNL news and stuff. And so hopefully we will be doing more of these video podcasts, in which case you can follow youtube.com/Trivia Club. But if we decide against it, then don't go there.
No.
Don't
I
go
guess
there.
yeah. All right, thanks everybody.
Right.
Kenan Thompson forever.
Hey, we didn't even talk about how much he sucks.
Trivia Club.